Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is TDT, the developing trader, coming back at you with another video. So here we go with our midweek check-in. Let's see what's been happening, baby. What's been happening? We'll start off with dollar, and you can see from the last video we were talking about these wicks. Bodies unable to get above those wicks, signaling a little bit of weakness. We were waiting to see if price would reach back into this area, which you see it did earlier in the week. Matter of fact, that was on Monday. We were saying we were looking for it to reach in and perhaps tap the 50% level, so we did not get that, but very close, and that would have been the low of Monday. And then it pulls back up, but it doesn't get back into this inversion gap here, and it's still showing weakness right now. It's just basically consolidating. It's probably going to reach deeper now into this wick, so we want to see what happens as it moves into this wick and this area of price. I'm guessing it's going to dig down, and once it breaks around this 50% level, I'd like to take a look at it on the intraday and then see if it's showing strength or weakness. I do believe we're going to continue with that downward price action here on US dollar. Okay, alrighty, now, and jumping in the NQ here, let's take a look. You can see price, I told you guys, a lot of people were thinking this thing is bearish, and it was in a very bearish state, but I told you guys I don't believe this bullish action is done yet. Go and watch the previous videos. I was saying we're gonna look in and see how price moves within these gaps, and you can see it's still unable on this daily to get through this lower gap here that was made last week Tuesday on the 17th. Okay, so this week Monday it drops back in deeper, touching deeper into that wick, and then we get this push up, and it goes ahead and takes the liquidity above here. Okay, now what I'm looking at this moment, although I have this weekly gap highlighted here, and you can see price closed at just about the consequent encroachment of that. What I'm looking at to see if it wants to reach into this area of price tomorrow, I'm going to grab both of them by the bodies and bring it out here, and I want to watch this area tomorrow along with these wicks. Granted, if it's able to get into these wicks, I'm going to show you a few things with these wicks that we want to see. So we want to see how it interacts around these levels, if it's able to get up there. I also want you to look at this body of price right here that's basically void of a body on the right side. You can see it has a body on the left, but right here there's no candle body in there. I'm guessing price is gonna move up into this level tomorrow, and then we want to see if there is any aggressive rejections. Okay, if price moves straight through this area of price tomorrow and we get another candle body closing above here, then I would be targeting all-time highs. Okay, and this would be just what I've been saying it is all this time. It keeps coming back and wiping liquidity. Look what it does this week. On Monday, drops down. Tuesday, wipes that liquidity. We're out of here. Reaches all the way back down into this wick. Let's see how far along this wick did it. Right to the EQ. See that? Right to consequent encroachment. Is that it? Am I tripping? Nah, I'm tripping. Yeah, so it comes in. What's that? The EQ of this gap? That's not the EQ of nothing. But you can see price comes down into this area. It's unable to get to consequent encroachment, right? Signaling strength, and then we take off this week. Okay, so let's look on the daily and see what's going on. You can see price is really dropping some barcodes up in here until we got this expansion today. Look at this, up and down and up and down. You get what I'm saying? On Tuesday we came down, wiped out the low on Friday, and then price began trucking up to get this liquidity above here. and I want to see if it has enough strength. Tomorrow we open up, reaches into that area there, and I want to see how much strength we have reaching into that. I want to see if price opens and then maybe it drops down here, stops somewhere in here, leaves this open, then possibly we reach in and take another stab up in here going into the end of the week. Just scenarios I'm thinking that's maybe possible, or it may want to open, tag in there, and then just immediately giving a very aggressive drop. But we want to see it move into this area of price here and also in here. So that's a few points away. We'll see if price opens and just shows us weakness, or does it want to reach into that area, and then we see what happens from there, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, I told you guys I didn't think we would break this price structure, and I just wasn't convinced that this asset class was done with showing us this bullish nature. So, you know, I hope you guys are protecting your capital. I know it's been like all of this pricing here is real tough price action. This is what I was talking about over the weekend, where price reaches and then it pulls back and it reaches and it pulls back. And now we finally have a day today where it kind of opens its legs and gives us a good candle reaching in for some liquidity above the market here. Okay, so we're going to monitor what it does as it gets into that price action tomorrow, and I'll get with y'all on the weekend for our weekly analysis and projections. Okay, y'all continue to be safe, continue to be blessed, and this is TDT signing out. Peace.